Okay, I'm going to tape these leads out of the way here real quick temporarily for the next procedure. Just get them there so they don't go anywhere. Okay, so now what we're going to do is the same type of procedure as the last two, but right here on the front section, but we are not going to glue it obviously where the battery hatch is going to be. We're just going to glue these three angles right here. Tape's trying to come loose. Pop that in there so it'll be a nice tight fit. And then just hold this for a little bit until it dries. Okay, I've made a mark at the front of the fuselage on both sides. Stick my ruler down there on those marks. Trim off that excess. Okay, so now it's glued 1, 2, 3 places right here. This is still loose, but I want everything to line up so it looks like one piece and the hatch looks all smooth. So I make a mark right here with my blade. Here with my blade. And here. Not much to trim off. Again, line my ruler up on those marks. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we've got the rest trimmed off of here. Make sure it's flushed up with the sandpaper on both sides. And then radius these corners all in one before we cut this hatch out. That way, just the whole thing will line up. Just a little radius along there. And a radius along here. Doesn't take much. Alright, ready to cut the hatch for the battery. Okay, I'm going to just go to right here, and I say that's right where the glue stops. Make a mark right here. Lay my ruler across the square on that mark. And remove my battery hatch. You ready? Okay, next I'm using an airfoil template that I have sitting around. I have a bunch from Hot Wire Cutting Foam. The shape of the canopy, it's merely aesthetics, you know, it's a matter of personal preference. I just kind of like this curve, so I'm just going to make my canopy outline, not the hatch that I'm actually going to cut, but just the outline, so that I can make the hatch inside of that. So it kind of disappears because it'll all be black. So I'll just do that on both sides. Okay, the first step to cutting the canopy hatch is to give it about a good 1/4 inch. It's not real specific. This is not a specific part. It's not going to make or break anything. I'm making sure I have that much foam between here and here for the tab of the canopy to hook underneath. So you don't want to take it all the way up to here. So I'm just going to go to there. Make sure I cut all the way through the foam. Then I'm going to grab my template again. Go on this side. And see that? I already started this one and then we messed up with the camera, so I had to redo it. But basically just set my template up there and run my knife blade along it and get that angle. This one I'll just demonstrate how it really doesn't matter what shape this canopy is. Now I've marked the back after cutting the line for one side. I've marked the back. The front is marked. Also right here with this cut. I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a square cut along here. And then I'll just connect them. I'll just go freehand. Like I said, it doesn't matter if the two sides are the same shape or anything. Once you got that, then keep running your knife blade over there until the hatch comes off. Okay, this is going to be the canopy hatch tab. So I've taken a scrap of foam and I made a line on it, and that's about how much it's going to stick underneath here. So to mark the width, set it inside there, slip your knife on the inside of the Depron. There's the width. Cut it through that line and make sure it fits in snugly without wiggling back and forth that way to that line. That's the key part right there. It keeps the canopy from wobbling side to side. It has to take up that full gap. Now we'll trim what's remaining behind the line so that it fits inside the canopy. Okay, this is going to be the canopy hatch tab. So I've taken a scrap of foam and I made a line on it, and that's about how much it's going to stick underneath here. So to mark the width, set it inside there, and slip your knife on the inside of the Depron. There's the width. Cut it through that line and make sure it fits in snugly without wiggling back and forth that way to that line. That's the key part right there. It keeps the canopy from wobbling side to side. It has to take up that full gap. Now we'll trim what's remaining behind the line so that it fits inside the canopy. Okay, so I've cut a little taper on that piece and it fits inside the taper right up to that line, so that is going to be our retaining hatch, and that's just a test fit there. It fits in cool. So now I know I can just glue this in right up to the line.